Hey guys, welcome to today's first impressions. We are going to be playing with this little gem right here, the Maybelline Blushed Nudes Palette. Now you guys know the original Nudes Palette that they came out with. I did a hot or not on. I will link it below. I was less than thrilled with it. However, I am willing to give this a second go. These are different shades. They look really pretty through the packaging. I haven't touched or swatched anything. So actually, let's do that before I go straight on the eyes. I'm going to at least feel the texture of some of these. They're really pretty, very rose toned, very appropriate for this time of year. My initial attraction is to this shade right here, which I want to place all over the lid, and it is feeling a little bit stiff. It looks like there's a fair amount of pigment, but we'll see how it places on the eye. And right next to it is a bronze shade, which I love good bronzy shades. That actually is not picking up so well. Huh? It's not fantastic, but it's not horrible. I'm really curious to see what kind of a look I can get out of these. Let's play with some of the lighter shades really quick. I'm like really wanting to like this. This is not that good. Shy-yi-yi. It's like so-so. Crap. If I were swatching this in the store in a tester, I would probably be like, I'm gonna go for some Wet n Wild or some NYX because those are just more richly pigmented, smoother, and softer. But we're doing this, so let's see how this applies on the eyes. It looks like there's only one matte shade in the palette, and it's a nice medium toned taupe, and I'm just taking a crease brush. A lot of you guys were asking about this crease brush from the last tutorial I did. This is an Evelyn brush from Germany. A subscriber sent it to me, but if you're in Germany, it's an awesome brush. But any crease brush will do, and I am just going to start sweeping this back and forth in the crease, the high crease, a little bit above the eye socket. That's actually applying really beautifully. That surprises me. Matte eyeshadows at the drugstore, for the most part, because they're not milled the same way some luxury shadows are usually a little more difficult to apply. They're more patchy and streaky, and this is applying really nicely. I like it. I'm gonna go all over the lid with that burgundy shade, the first one that I swatched. And I'm just taking a flat shadow brush. This is a 239 from MAC. I'm packing the color on, tapping off some of the excess, and then I'm just going to press this on the lid. This is surprising me because this did not swatch out very well, but it's applying nicely. Grabbing some more, repeating the process, and I am taking it all the way out and all the way in, covering the entire lid. Now I'm going to take the bronze shade right next door to that shade we just applied with my fingertip, and I'm just going to smudge this right in the center, just to bring a little light to the center of the eye. This is still dark, so we're actually going to layer this up once more. And this just gives a really rounded effect to the eye, and I'm going to even further round things out by now taking a smaller brush because I don't want to put my finger on top of everything. I need something a little more precise. And I am taking this kind of champagne shade. It's a little powdery. And I'm going right in the center of the eye and just patting that on there. Now I'm going to take a darker shade and a more precise crease brush. This is the Luxe Petite crease brush from Zoeva. And I am going to define this outer V portion of my eye, starting on the very edge of the eye and just kind of bringing it up a little bit. I'm not pulling that color all the way in by any means. I'm just hitting the outer V. And a trick that I really like is pressing pretty firmly right on that outer corner and in the crease, and then loosening up the amount of pressure. Like I'm barely wisping it right here, and that gives you that nice gradient. I'm going to go under the high point of my brow with the lightest shade in the palette, and I'm using the sponge tip applicator that comes with it. Ooh, that's very pigmented. And then just reblend through the crease so that all of this looks like one gradient color. I'm going to take the darkest shade from the palette and drag it on the lower outer portion of my lower lash line. There's a buzzing noise in my room and I don't really know what it is. Technical difficulties. I'm super surprised by how much I actually really love the way this looks, because when I first swatched it, I thought no way would I be loving this so much, but it's a really pretty kind of raspberry shade while still being very summery and soft. So I like this. It was quick, easy to do, and it gives a nice amount of color, like a nice raspberry tone, but still it's really soft. So I get the name of this palette. I'm loving it right now. We will see how it wears throughout the day. It's super hot out. I'm going to take you guys along with me through my day. You know how we do. And let's hope to God that this doesn't fade or crease. Because if it doesn't, then Maybelline has proved me wrong, and I really like this. Hey guys, check-in number one. The shadow is fading, and it is really just, it is ticking me off. I like this eye look. I like the way it turned out and applied and everything, and we all saw that. But it's not creasing, it's just kind of fading. Let's zoom in. Zoom in. You can see. It's still there. It's just not like all the colors are kind of meshing together, so it just looks like one big wash of color, in my opinion.
Here, let me give you my opinion.
I don't know that I want your opinion.
Let's try it for a second. I think it still looks pretty.
Okay, James likes it. Maybe it's just that this is more natural than I usually go for, and I'm not wearing liner, and it's just kind of different for me, so... But the color's not as bright as it was when I first applied it. That's all I'm saying. We are at Santa Monica Place. Just left a meeting, a little business, whatnot, and my eyeshadow is... Let's see. How's it doing? You tell me. Zoom in. Do the awkward zoom in.
I think it's pretty.
Oh, thank you. All right. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's not Urban Decay, but this is drugstore, and if there's still color on there like 6 hours later, then I am pleased. That's so cute. Honest to God, I hope the audio picked it up, but that woman did not approve of us vlogging. She walked by and she was like, what the hell? I feel so insecure right now. Let's go shop. Hey guys, final check-in here, and obviously my makeup has been on my face for the entire day. No touch-ups. I know I'm not looking bright, shiny, and new at the moment. We're gonna hop to my thoughts on the Blush Nudes palette in just a second. We are gonna get there, but I had wanted to mention to you guys something really exciting that is happening tomorrow, Thursday. I am doing a live tutorial with Scott Barnes. I'm not actually doing like the tutorial, he is. And if you guys don't know who Scott Barnes is, he is the original creator of the JLo Glow. He's one of the best makeup artists in the world. This will actually be really embarrassing if he watches this, because I kind of was freaking out when he was like, hey, do you want to go on my live show and be the model? And I was just like, yes. I had a dream board back in the day with like my dream car and my dream house and my dream vacation, and you know, dream boards, how you spend your afternoon cutting out of a magazine like all the things that you like wish for in life, and you want to put good focus to those things and have them come into fruition. And Scott was actually on my dream board, so I wanted him to do my makeup because I think he is the best makeup artist in the world. I admire his work so much, so I've had him do a makeup touch-up on me, which I posted on Instagram. It was just over my makeup already, and it was so beautiful. And then we did a test run where I'm going to show you right now a teaser of everything that happened.
I dive in the frozen waves where the past comes back to life. Fight fear for the selfish pain, it was worth it every time. Hold still right before we crash, 'cause we both know how this ends. The clock ticks till it breaks your glass, and I drown in you again. 'Cause you are the piece of me
And then if you want to see it live in action, like actually live streaming, so there's no editing, no jump cutting, you're seeing exactly how long he's blending, how long he's powdering, blending, foundationing, doing the whole thing, all of his tricks. You can see that at scottbarnes.com. The live tutorial is at 6 p.m. If you missed the live tutorial, you can join his site and just watch it at a later time. So yeah, and I'm wearing a wedding dress. Yeah, you'll see me in a little bit of white and glitteriness and beautiful glowy makeup that is quite different from what I do here on my channel. So I really hope you check it out. And now back to Maybelline. Yay! Okay, Maybelline Blush Nudes. I have a love-hate with this palette. I think this is an okay palette. It is definitely more pigmented than the Nudes palette. The Blush Nudes I favor over the Nudes, and I didn't show this on camera, but I don't really like the smoky one either. But this one actually is quite nice. You know, I like these shades here. They're not super pigmented, but they do apply pretty well. I'm not excited to reach for this again. Whereas with my Naked palettes, Lorac palettes, some of my Cargo palettes, I'm just like, yes, get on my eyeballs or on my eyelid right now and look beautiful all day, and it will still be very striking and intense by the end of the day. And this just wasn't. However, for drugstore pricing, I mean, there are a few shades in here that are fantastic. This crease shade, awesome. Let's just for like giggles, let's go ahead and play with some of the darker colors, touch up my makeup on the spot. Just there's something about the colors that don't, like they kind of all mesh into one another, which I guess is kind of a good thing, but then it just all ends up looking like just one blob of the same color, if that makes any sense. I'm not hating on this palette, but I'm not loving on it either, so buy at your own risk. My first impression is meh, meh. James is back in with the dog. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. I am going to bed. I hope you're having a good one, and I hope you check out the live tutorial on scottbarnes.com, and thank you guys so much for hanging out. I will see you next time. Mwah.
And I drown in you.